Now, I don't know about you, but when I hear the word pistol or pistols, I immediately think of these sort of things, whether it be airsoft or real ones. I hardly ever think about these, which is odd because these are also classed as pistols, machine pistols. Now I'm slowly building up a collection of machine pistols. Just this morning I had delivery of 2 more. This one I'll save for another day. But this one, this is the Asg Kwa Mp9 A3 version. Now I prefer the A3 version. Oh, and by the way, my one is black, as you've seen in the thumbnail. I prefer the A3 version because it doesn't have that built-in foregrip. It has a lower rail, so I have the option of putting one on if I wanted to. A nice folding one. So let's get straight to it and see what we get in the box. Okay, a rather large manual, and again right here it shows you your different options. Let's see what kind of manual we get. Yeah, pretty decent, pretty basic. Let's see what's in the box. Now, the obvious, what's there. So again, this is sealed from the manufacturers, so here goes. So over here we have, I believe that's the little tool if you want to adjust your hop up, and a little bag of free BBs. And we have what looks like, yep, it's a full metal mag, unlike the real version. And now to the piece that really matters. Now, initially I was actually looking for an MP7. There were various ones, but then I came across this MP9. The MP9, there was only one left in stock. The MP7, they didn't have the colour that I wanted, so I've got that on back order. I've heard a lot of good things about this, and also some not too good things about this. But we'll go through all of that during the pros and cons. So just before I go through the construction and the external features, can you think of movies that you may have seen this in? The first thing that comes to my mind is White House Down. So we're going to start from the front, as you can see right there, which almost looks like an amplifier to me, and I've heard that this little thing is loud. Don't let its size fool you. But I haven't heard it yet, so we'll see during the shooting test. So let's do this thing some justice. Let's open up this cool foldable stock right here, and to lock the stock into place you just press down on this, it locks in, and you would also use this release right here when you're folding it. So if you know about these MP9s, predominantly made out of strong polymer, even the real version. So back to the front again, let's just start from the top. You've got your front sight post, that's made out of metal. Your lower rail, metal. Your side rail, metal. And just like a pistol, it even has your metal takedown levers. There's another one of these on the other side. And that cool looking piece at the front that looks like an amplifier is actually the place where you would attach a suppressor. That too is metal. Go large or go home. Would you look at the size of this mock suppressor? But we'll come back to this a little later. As we move to the center part of this MP9, absolutely loving the trades. Looking very authentic, apart from the obvious. And the branding of the people who licensed this, okay, so ASG had nothing to do with the manufacturing of this piece, but they are responsible for legally having the real steel trades. And I just love that it has the caliber right there of the real version. So caliber 9mm by 19, and then you've got your serial number down there. Oh, And just in case you've been screaming at your screens saying take off that horrible made in Taiwan sticker, guess what's beneath it when you do take it off? Awesome! Swiss made. Nice. Now, if we just go back a little bit, because I've kind of jumped ahead a little, coming towards the front again, you've got your polymer trigger, which has that two-stage system. So it's like a safety mechanism right in the center of the main trigger. Remind you of anything? Then if we move towards this button right here, that's your fire selector switch. Now if I spin this around so you can see exactly what I'm talking about, you see there, you've got your 3 little red dots, and if I push that in and then show you the other side, you have a single red dot. So that's your single shots or semi-auto, and that's your full auto. Fun fact, there's a civilian version of this which is referred to as a TP9, and that only has a semi-auto selector switch right here. It cannot do full auto. So as we move towards the rear of the main body of the MP9, we have your rear adjustable sight. Now, this sight right here is not metal, but it is a very cool looking peep sight, or if you like, ghost ring sight. Then of course, if I haven't mentioned it already, this top rail here is polymer, so it's integrated within the body of the MP9. But right here, you have your charging handle, which you would pull back just like an M4 or an AR. Nice. And you have your sling point right here at the rear. Now, flipping it around to the other side, again, you've got your cool trades right here and here. Right here, you have your bolt catch or your bolt release, and it's fully functional. Let me show you. So, pull back your charging handle. You see that? The bolt gets pulled back, and if I let it go, it slams forward. Wouldn't expect anything less. However, pull it back again. If I spin it around, push that up, bolt stays open. Just like the real deal. Now, let me get into one of the cons that I've heard, which I've also heard now you can avoid if you do things a certain way with this model. Now, when loading a loaded mag into this MP9, have the bolt open. Then you release your charging handle or your bolt, and that will chamber your first round. Now, I've been reading reports and reviews saying that if you have your bolt closed and you shove a mag up there, it causes, over time, some wear and tear internally. So I stress again, before putting a mag in, have your bolt open. Now, if you're wondering where or how do you adjust the hop up, well, obviously making sure there's no mag in there, you pull back your charging handle, which opens your bolt. So you would use your adjuster and slot it in just in there to adjust your hop up. Oh, and of course, let me not forget, you have your mag release. And if I haven't mentioned it already, your bolt catch and release is metal, as well as your mag release and your other takedown lever. And you have other parts which are also metal, like this piece right there, this flat piece, and on the back, that button right there. That's all to do with when you're going to take this bad boy down, as in field strip. Now, as it gets closer to the shooting test and chrono, let me just show you this mag. As I mentioned earlier, full metal mag, unlike the real version. So, as you would come to expect, you have your magazine follower, and you would simply pull this section all the way down to the bottom, and the good thing is, it locks into place. Then you pop your BBs in one by one, or if you're lucky enough to have a speed loader that fits this, you can use a speed loader. At the base of the mag is your gas valve, and today we'll be using green gas. Now, keeping in mind my channel is pretty much, like lots of other channels, is an international channel, so whenever I do reviews, it's not just geared towards the country where I was born and where I live, which is the UK. It's also geared towards the United States of America, Canada, Germany, Russia, Poland, all over the world, okay? That's just to name a few. Now, my largest audience is America, followed closely, not even close, followed by the UK, and then many other countries. Now, the reason why I am mentioning this is because anything I receive on my channel to review has to be UK legal. Now, some people are annoyed with the laws of your country, but you've got to understand, if you want to keep airsoft legal and keep it going, you have to obey the law of the land wherever you live when it comes to airsoft. Unfortunately, there's some countries where it is banned. Like I do feel sorry for them, but some of my viewers over there in Australia, they're not allowed airsoft. Keep airsoft legal if it is currently legal in your country. Now again, the reason why I'm saying that is because this bad boy, out of the box, depending on where you are, will shoot in excess of 400 FPS on full auto. In the UK, we're only allowed up to 370 FPS currently, okay? It was different before, but now it's 370 FPS max on full auto, but we're allowed up to 520 on semi-auto or single shot. So I have had this modded, okay? So this is UK legal, but more than likely, if you order this bad boy and you're in a country where you're allowed a higher FPS, it will shoot in excess of 400. And another thing I would like to point out, an easier way around this is that you can actually buy a bolt system. So this bolt can come out fairly easily and you can replace it with a lower powered one. Get your Google foo on and just Google it and you'll see what I'm talking about. Before I take it to the range, let's get this bad boy on. And look, this is also licensed, so it looks just like the real deal. Would you look at this beast? Naturally constructed out of metal. Good, I thought that was a scratch. No, it's got a nice sort of satin, sort of matte finish to it. Very nice. Let's have a look here. It's probably got your ASG trades, yep. Replica model. It's even got a lower rail so you can put something else on there, which I will do a little later in the video. But let's whip it on right now. Would you look at this beast? It gives it a whole new lease of life. It's as long as a primary now with the stock out and this beast of a suppressor. Awesome. Right now, let's get the mag in and remember what I said before. Lock your bolt back before putting in the mag. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is make sure it works, and also it is a blowback. Did I forget to mention that? So you will see this bolt going back and forth, and it will be interesting to see if it does lock back after emptying a full mag. Couple of shots just to make sure it works, and then you know what? I'm going to flip the script. I'm going to go straight to a chrono test and then an accuracy test. Ho ho! Did you see the bolt? Okay, let's put it on full auto. Oh my gosh! The rate of fire on this is insane! And it is loud! Trust me! This is awesome! Oh my gosh! Oh yeah, look at that! It does lock back. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, my particular MP9 has been modded, so it falls within UK FPS limits in law, that's UK law, and hopefully it's within site FPS limits. Here we go. Perfect. 343. Let's do a few more. 347. 333. Look, all the threes. 343, 338, 321, 335, one more, 338. Awesome! I pretty much give that about 335, 340 FPS average, which is perfect for CQB gameplay in the UK and in many countries across the world. This thing is so fast, it's not registering. But hey ho, you can hear for yourself. This has a high rate of fire. Okay, let's do this. Let's do an accuracy test now. Today, I'm flipping the script once again. I'm going to use an archery target. So here we go. I need to hit inside there for it to be a 100% success rate. Now, this is a heavier grain of paper, or GSM if you like. So hopefully the BBs will still rip through it and not bounce back. But as always, iPro. Looking sweet, look at that. Almost every shot within that inner circle that I will call bullseye. Of course, if I got every shot right on that cross, then that's a perfect bullseye. I've got one pretty much on it there if you look. And then you got one below, then you got a nice grouping going up from the 10 circle inwards. And then you've got one there and one just on the inside of that inner circle. I'm happy with that. Now, just in case you're wondering, Airsoft Mike, have you run out of those paper targets? Well, to be honest with you, no. Look, I've still got a few left, but they are running low. And guess what? These are no longer being made. So if you can find yourself one, good luck. But anyway, yeah, as regards to these, they've also stopped producing these. So what I've decided to do is not to use the last few that I've got, get down to my local printers and get them to print up a few more of these. In fact, quite a few more, hundreds in fact, because the company's not making them anymore. I don't know what's happened to them. Come on, how awesome does this MP9 look once you've got it kitted out? Now, as you can see there, I've got my hollow sight on top. Take a quick look. Nice. And then I've got right here my red laser. Now, take note, not every sight allows lasers, so always ask first before rocking up to gameplay with one of these bad boys. And as I mentioned earlier, on this awesome looking mock suppressor, now I say mock suppressor, it has its own lower rail, so it enabled me to put a light on there. Nice. Now, I already touched on one of the cons. There has been a lot of reports of this gun being so powerful and the rate of fire being so fast that it literally destroys itself internally. Now, I've already shown you one tip regarding the mag and the bolt, having it open when you put it in and when you take it out. And apparently there's a couple of small springs in there somewhere that also has been known to fail. Well, again, if you're okay with stripping this down, you can upgrade the internals, or the one thing that should stop any issues, downgrade your bolt. Get the weaker bolt system so it gives you anywhere around 3 to 350 FPS, and then, you know, it should be good. What can I say? You should know me by now. I will literally buy an airsoft gun based on looks alone. I don't really care how it performs. But I will say this, I use a lot of these things in film making, okay? So they do have to function and they do have to work. And of course, whenever I do get to go to gameplay, it's nice to have such an array of airsoft weapons and choices. And of course, sooner or later, I'm gonna have to give a full update on every single airsoft gun that I have. Another con for me with this piece is not so much the airsoft weapon itself, it's the manual. I really believe, considering the size of this thing, you know, it's A4, they could have gone into a bit more detail in how to operate this bad boy. But you know what? Put all of that aside. I love that you can downgrade the bolt so it shoots weaker, so it complies with FPS limits. I love that it's a faithful copy of the real version, of course with one or two minor airsoft exceptions. I love how compact this thing is, especially when you fold that stocking. I am absolutely besides myself with excitement with the rate of fire of this bad boy. Unfortunately, I couldn't read it on the Chrono. I'll have to look into that. But the rate of fire is insane, to the point where it almost reminded me of this bad boy. But not quite. And I absolutely love that you can get this awesome looking mock suppressor that looks just like the real deal. Oh my gosh. Wow. And the way it's so big, it just completes the picture on this beautifully. If you like what you see, or even if you like the MP7, because it's kind of similar, and I've got one of those coming soon also, hit the video description below. I'll have some details of where you can pick up one of these, and yeah, the sort of prices you'd be expected to pay. This is the ASG licensed, KWA made MP9 A3. I've been Airsoft Mike. This has been my channel. This has been another video review. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. And oh, please do follow me on Instagram. And if you're feeling generous, follow me on Twitter too. Oh, and I've got a Facebook page as well. Anyway, goodbye.